So this is my experience at the Build Expo, the B&H BILD Expo in New York City. So on day one, me and my friend Ethan woke up extremely early to get a train and then the subway over to the Javits. And then we got checked in. At this point, it was like 8:30. The registration line was very easy, especially if you already pre-registered. And once the floor opened up, we were just looking around because we had a few hours to kill before any of our panels. And we were just looking for our friends, Maddy, Julia, and John, and then John's friend Diego. After we found them, we just kept walking around, and then we went to our first panel. I went to two panels, mostly because the ones that I originally wanted to go to were either canceled or the line was too long, I couldn't get in, or other panels, time conflictions, a lot. The ones that I did go to, though, were a ton of fun, and I took notes, and I learned a ton. Okay, so right after the expo was done, we walked around and we went to B&H. At this point, I've never gone to B&H before, and I had a very strict budget of under $100 because I need to save. I was planning on getting a new microphone for short films, to be a boom mic, and maybe getting a new bag, but that was if I find one that I like. The first step into the store was crazy. I was very overwhelmed because there were a ton of people and noises. But then I was looking up because there was a noise, and I look up and there's this really cool train line running stuff along the ceiling. And I was later told that when you order something from the computer with an employee, it is put onto the train, and then you can pick up your order at the main counter where then you make your purchase. And I thought that was really cool. The first day, I didn't want to buy anything in order to save, but I did spend on day two. My friend Ethan on day one bought a ton of stuff at the expo. He spent around $700 on lighting equipment. So here he is talking about all the stuff that he got.
Hey everyone, I'm Ethan Wilson, and let's talk camera gear. So at the expo, I happened to planning on buying lights, so I went with the brand called Amaran, which provides you with a bunch of LED options, and well, here's what I got. So starting off, I went ahead and grabbed myself an Amaran Ace. It is an RGB light and a color temperature light. It has a diffuser on it, which is magnetic, and it is battery powered. It is basically the predecessor of the Amaran MC. It's basically around the same size, and this light is able to, well, first of all, turn on. It's a very bright light, as you can see. It's very good for pocket, handheld type shots. It's good for playing over top of your camera like this. So we have our TV effect apparently, which is on right now. But on this light, we have, of course, our RGB here, so you can change it to any intensity, and you can also change it to any hue. So if I up it, it can turn to a nice, let's say, green. And then we also have on it our normal color bases, which is our Kelvin. And then we also have RGB, which will allow you to change your green, reds, and blues individually. And then we also have VFX, which will allow for a fire effect, a lightning effect, a TV effect, etc. And all the lights that I bought at the B&H Expo have these effects on them, and they're all able to link Bluetooth wise and be able to be controlled by my phone or iPad. So this came in around $100, and it's honestly actually cheaper than the MC, which is really nice. The second light that I went ahead and grabbed is the Amaran T2 tube. This comes in around $200. It is an LED tube. It comes with really good packaging that involves the light, the battery, and the charging. And this right here is the actual light. So it is 2 feet long, and you get a battery to hold it at the end. This also can be charged independently via AC power in the back, and it can also be mounted. Now this thing is really good for edge and hair light. So if we turn on, it's going to get really bright. I also go to turn on the battery. So right now I have it on RGB setting, so it looks like I'm holding a lightsaber, which is really cool if you're a nerd. But we can go ahead and we can turn up go to CCT, which is normal lighting. So this is really good as a hair light. as you can see, it cuts these really nice edges on the side of your face, which are really cool. Again, looks like I'm holding a lightsaber. Well, again, this has RGB as well. It has CT and it also has VFX. If we go to our color, here we go. We can also change that hue to whatever we want. You can also adjust the saturation, which is really cool. Again, came in at $200, and it is be able to mount and also has a battery at the end, which lasts about 6 hours, depending on what you choose your fan speed to be. So you can also adjust this to last longer, but you can't do as much intensity. And the last thing that I went ahead and bought myself is this big, huge light, which I love. The Amaran 150C is also RGB, and it also can be adjusted by light. It is a mono light, so it's huge. It does 180 watts, and it is an amazing light. On the back, you have controls right here, so this is both controls. And if we turn on, ta-da! It is a big softbox, because I also went ahead and grabbed myself the Light Dome Mini SD, which goes onto the top of this thing. So this is great. Woo! Great for soft light, as you can see. This is a $359 light, but it is totally worth it. It doesn't get hot, and it's a great light. It's huge. Wait, can we get all the way back here? Hold up. I have the ray of death. Okay, that's cool. I'm happy now. Thank you for that. But yeah, you can change intensity. You can change color on this as well. So if I go to CTs and I change over to our hue, now we got this cool blue light on me. Look at that, very cool. So yeah, 150C.
Okay, so now for day 2, it was eventful. I had different friends that came. It was still me, Ethan, and Julia. But on day 2, I was with my friends Sam and Sofia. We walked around, and there were a few panels that I planned on going to, but for some reason I didn't. The idea of sitting and paying attention to a lecture was sounding really hard. So I ended up not going to any panels, and we just walked around and hung out the entire time. On day 2, there was a creator that my friend Ethan really wanted to meet, so for most of the day we were trying to find him. And we eventually found the creator that Ethan wanted to meet, and we have a really funny photo of Ethan being completely starstruck by him. Then while we were walking around, a creator, like someone with a press badge, came up to me and Sam and was like, "You guys have light eyes. Can I video your eyes?" He didn't say it like in a creepy way. I don't really know how to put it, but Sam and I got our eyes videoed because we have light eyes. So now I'm an eye model. But while Sam was being filmed out of the corner of my eye, I saw a familiar face, and it was our friend Clark from college. We weren't planning on meeting up with them, but we ran over, and now we have really funny photos of Clark reacting to seeing us. Clark was with a family member, so we did go our separate ways. And sadly, we did not see Clark for the rest of the day. There was one crazy situation after where where I was with my friends. It was me, Ethan, Sofia, and Sam, and we got tickets into a raffle for the company Pelican. If you don't know what Pelican is, they are a case and backpack line of specifically for filming equipment. Ethan was already set on the fact that later he would be getting a Pelican, no matter what. The first number that was called out was Sofia's, and she won one big Pelican suitcase and one small one. She came back to the group and looked at Ethan and handed them to him and said, "I don't have a use for all of these because I don't have a ton of camera equipment." Then the next number was called, and it was one off from mine, and I told my friends who were celebrating the win, and Ethan looks down, and it's his number, and he came back with a big suitcase and a backpack combo. So we walked away from that with Ethan winning 4 bags for equipment. One of the incredible things about the expo was that they had special deals during the event where you could buy stuff for a really good discount price. I bought 2 things. I bought a new camera bag that can fit all the stuff I need for guerrilla filming. And then the other thing that I got was a new microphone. I got a Saramonic SRNV5 directional cardioid condenser microphone. I mainly got that because I needed a boom mic for short films. Overall, the event was so much fun, and I recommend it for other people. I'm definitely going to try to go back next year. And for anyone who's interested in going, bring comfy shoes. I had a 2-day recovery period where I could barely drive or stand. Um, Bring a backpack that you can like put on your bag, and because the pamphlets that you get are huge, and then you get a lot of free stuff. And then the next, bring a camera because there are models that are around, and you can take photos of the models. And also bring food. But yeah, it was a really fun event. I hung out with a ton of people. I met a lot of people. So yeah, see you next year, Build Expo. It was great fun. See you guys later. Bye.